Hello, it's Dr. Christine Arsenault, PharmD, Functional Medicine Certified Health Coach. And today I was thinking about the last day that I ever had Lyme disease and what that day was like and what the next day was like, the new day, the day that I became a new person. And it was very distinct for me. So I was sick for many years, about 20 years before I got the diagnosis. As far as I can tell, I'm assuming it was contracted from a tick bite I had when I was 9 years old. Got diagnosed with Lyme disease at age 29. And that was after I had all kinds of health issues, specifically a miscarriage that led to a rare type of cancer, meningitis, some big things like that really got me to look into my health to figure out what was going on. I had a feeling there was some kind of underlying issue, and got the diagnosis of Lyme disease when I was 29. Multiple co-infections as well, as we kind of sifted through everything and kept testing and treating and figuring out what was going on. And it took me 4 years that I really dedicated to healing. And this is with my background as a pharmacist, my background as a health coach. I had been coaching people that had Lyme disease. I had been learning about it before I even knew that I had it. I focused everything I knew and really dived into mind, body, spirit, and addressing emotions and all these other things. And I was able to sort things out to the point where I was getting better and better and better. And then like the final peak was on my my last day of having Lyme disease. It was this spiritual ceremony, and there was really three things that happened that allowed me to become a new person and have that be my last day with Lyme disease. And the first was making the decision to be well. I was so sick of being sick that I was just like, I'm done. I have had it. I am done being a sick person. I'm absolutely done. I was so sick. I just couldn't anymore. And I made that decision very distinctly because I was vomiting into the toilet at the time and like purging that old identity, purging old thoughts. And so the second thing that happened was I became aware of a subconscious belief. A subconscious belief surfaced, and I won't get into it now, but it has to do with my relationship with family and a reason that I was benefiting from being sick, a reason that my inner child was clinging to the sick version of myself. And just becoming aware of that thought, that subconscious belief, was enough for it not to matter anymore. It no longer had a hold. All it took was becoming aware of it, and I was able to let it go. So I made the decision. I became aware of a subconscious belief, which just released it. And then I grieved that sick version of myself. I just had some space, some compassion for everything I had been through in my life, for all of the gut issues and infectious diseases and this and that, and just the life that I led that was so difficult, and the big health things that I went through, and realized that I did everything I could. That person did everything that I could at the time with everything that I knew, but now it was time for a different way. It was time for a new, higher version of myself to show me a different way, to live my life a different way. And I couldn't be tied up in the story of somebody having Lyme disease. That couldn't be my identity anymore. That person had served me well into that point, and I had to thank that version of myself and let her go, because you can't get something for nothing. You want a new healthy version of yourself, you have to give up that sick version and everything that came up to that point, and you have to release that and know that you now have to be different. You have to have different thoughts and belief systems and subconscious beliefs, and you have to live your life a different way. And I had started this process in my healing where I knew that I had to start having the mindset of a healthy person before I was healthy. I started living my life as if I was healthy before I was. I didn't allow myself to really, acknowledge some of the things I was going through and voice them out loud. Not that I repressed feelings, because I did a lot of work on my emotions and things like that, but I had to actively reframe my thoughts and tell myself with my words and my thoughts that I was well before I was. I had to see and feel that new identity before it existed, because we create our reality. Our thoughts create things. And so if you can feel into that before it's even here, that transforms things. That makes certain genes turn on and off. Our body doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. And even Einstein says that imagination is more important than knowledge. And so, your thoughts and your feelings, those all create chemical changes in your body and affects your genes. And your body doesn't know the difference between something you're imagining and the physical world. So that was the last day that I had Lyme disease. And I love sharing my experience with other people and letting them know that change is possible, even if you've been suffering for a long time, even if you have a lot of co-infections.